Mic check, mic check, mic check. This is Houston Rockets Red Alert, and I just happen to be your host, the incomparable E.F. Hutton, back again for the first time. Now, look, as you know, as you know, um, the NBA draft just went through the first round, and obviously we didn't have any first round draft picks, but that's not the big point. The big point for me is we didn't make any moves in the first round. I didn't touch base with you all on the Giannis Antetokounmpo trade. Hold on, it's a daggone spider up in this room. Hold on, up in here, up in here. Hold on. Okay, so um, the Giannis Antetokounmpo sweepstakes is over, and the Rockets didn't. I'm so glad it's over. I'm so glad that the Rockets didn't get Giannis Antetokounmpo, and that it's finally over. And at this point, I think everybody in Rockets Nation should be thrilled, absolutely thrilled. Um, Not just for the simple fact that we didn't get Giannis, but the fact that it's over. You don't have anything to worry about. The Rockets didn't make a bad move. Sometimes your best move is no move. Sometimes the best thing you can do is stand pat. Um, I'm not gonna get all preachy on you, but you know, there's a passage, in scripture that talks about putting on the armor of God or whatever, and it says doing all this just to stand. After doing all this just to stand. And I think that sometimes just being able to stand pat is as good a offense and defense as you need. Right? Now, that's what I wanted to start you off with. But with that being said, I wanted to also say, as I contradict myself heavily, that sometimes standing pat is the absolute wrong thing to do. Sometimes, um, as the great Willie Nelson would say, you have to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. And at this juncture in the early parts of the free agency in the draft, the Rockets had an opportunity to walk away or run, and they did neither. They just stayed. Um, we didn't move anybody, and I think that they are overconfident or they're overselling the fans on what their belief in this roster is. I would like to I would like to submit something to your hands that maybe the Rockets have came to the conclusion that their draft picks and the guys that they ended up with, starting with Jalen Green, just not going to pan out, and they have to do a about face, right? Why do I say that? Because it's we're at the point to where there were moves made again that we could have made. It was moves made that we could have made. We could have given second round picks and gotten Wiggins from OKC. Not that he's a great player, but he's a decent wing. He's a decent wing, and we obviously might be losing Torrey. So to bring in another player, but by the same token, if they plan on keeping Torrey, I understand why they did it. Not that I want to get rid of Torrey. I'm all for keeping Torrey. Now, if you know me, you know exactly why I'm here. You know exactly what I come to say. So let me go ahead and say that to you now. Speaking of OKC, speaking of OKC, and yes, this is directed directly to Chop Shop, Houston Rockets Chop Shop, Greenleaf exclusive, um, Locked on Rockets, um, Houston Rockets X Twitter. Don't say I didn't tell you. Don't say I didn't tell you. Don't say when E.F. Hutton talked, you didn't hear me because you heard me. You heard me. Now I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But if anybody has ever heard me talk for the past three 3 years, you've heard me rant and rave about Ade Mare. You heard me rant and pound the table about the importance of trying to get Ade Mare. Why? Why? Why is that important? Because sometimes you just identify talent and you understand the importance of matchups. If you don't have the right matchup, it doesn't matter how good, how skilled your players are. It doesn't matter how good your defense is. Defense is if you don't have the right matchups. We saw that from the championship this year. We saw how OKC was able to just run roughshod over the league with the matchups they was able to throw at people. And then you saw how OKC got outmatched by the San Antonio Spurs. Then you saw how San Antonio got to the finals and got trounced by a New York Knicks team that nobody thought was a championship caliber team. Mind you, we might have beaten New York by somewhat of maybe by 20 points at another part of the season. But here's the kicker. They drafted Ade Mare. Oklahoma City drafted Ade Mare. And I told y'all Oklahoma City was going to draft Ade Mare. I literally went on a campaign starting the moment we got out the playoffs, the moment we got eliminated from the playoffs. I went on a campaign on X, on YouTube, anywhere anybody was listening, going back into your comments and saying Oklahoma City going to draft Ade Mare. If Oklahoma City or Golden State draft Ade Mare at 11 or 12, we can hang it up. We can hang it up because let me tell you what just happened. You now have a twin towers of Chet and Ade, both that can stretch the floor, both that can play make, both that can handle the ball, both that can shot block, and their interior defense is better than the Spurs right now. Right now, their interior defense is better than the Spurs. Now, I'm not saying Ade Mare is a better shot blocker than Wemby. Of course not. But he's just as competitive. He's he may be smarter. He may have a higher basketball IQ than Wemby. And he's 7'4", 7'5", 7'4", 7'5", ability to shoot, not quick, not a lot of quick twitch, but he's a legit big and he's a shot blocker. He's a he's a 7'4", 7'5" Jokic, basketball IQ, and maybe the Jokic comparison we need to lay off of that for a little while for everybody who can who can orchestrate the offense or whatever. But I do want to say sometimes you got to make a move just so somebody else can't make that move. And by allowing OKC to stock up on players out of this draft, which is going to go down as one of the best drafts since in the past 20 years, maybe, and allow one of those players to continue the emergence of the big man into the league, which, by the way, I've been pounding the table and saying, get ahead of it. You got to do something to break the league. Listen, listen. If you know me, if you listen to me talk, you've heard me say you have to do something to break the league. You can't follow trends. The only way you're going to be the best is if you do something to break the league. And when I say break the league, I mean you get out in front of the trends. You be the trendsetter instead of trying to catch up to what the trends are. Now, what you have is OKC drafted a super tall player in Chet. They double back and get another super tall player in Ademara. And yes, we played double bigs. We played double bigs, and we were one of the biggest teams, you know. But but the skill of those players and the way that those players was kind of put together based off of, let's find a way to just make something happen. But it wasn't really a matter of what's the best combination of players to put together. I think what Oklahoma City just did was put together the best possible players that you can put together. And we'll wait tomorrow and we'll see what transpires in the second round. I don't know if it'll be something great or something late, but I just want to come on and say I'm glad we didn't get Jaylen Brown. We still don't know if we're going to get Jaylen Brown, but I don't think we are. I don't think if they had the opportunity to trade Jaylen Brown for Giannis head up, um, I don't think they're going to do like Shangoon head up for Jaylen Brown in pieces. You know, because you don't want to take the ball out of Jason Tatum's hands, and they want to shoot threes. So it would have to include Jabari because that's the kind of team they have. They have to double down now on shoot threes. So if they gave up Jaylen Brown to us, they would have to get back a Jabari and maybe a Reed Shepard. And are you willing to give up Jabari and Reed Shepard? Well, that's two of your young core. So what we're doing now is we're forcing ourselves into an older team, which is why 5 years of tanking are all about to be minimized and just reduced down to a 2 year window of exactly what I said on my last stream, trying to sneak and steal a championship, which is what the Knicks did. The Knicks snuck and stole a championship where they probably weren't supposed to win a championship. And that's what we hope we can do. We're trying to sneak and win a championship in between. Maybe somebody get hurt. Maybe Jalen Williams doesn't play next year and, you know, Shea can't do it by himself, and maybe Wimby tank flames out again. You're having all these hopes of what might happen. Salute to you, KOD. Salute to you, boy. We in the building, man. We in the building. And maybe, you know, maybe some kind of way that one of these guys, one of these teams flame out and we can steal a championship on some sneak type shit. But that's not the way to win an NBA title and to be a dynasty if you've tanked for 5 years is what I'm saying. And mind you, that all our picks, all our acquired assets just got depreciated. All our acquired assets just got depreciated because of the new tanking rules, right? So now teams, I mean, obviously if they give us their picks, they're not tanking no more, but they still If you a bad team, you still don't get the same value for that pick no more. So a team that might have been horrible, where we might have gotten a good pick from, we might not get that same value that we thought we was getting from that pick. So all our picks have been depreciated, and that's going to be something to keep an eye on. That's going to be something to keep an eye on. I just feel I'm I'm really disgruntled about OKC drafting Ade Murray. I just think it was a horrible move to let OKC get Ade Murray. I I I felt like we should have move up to get him. Um, we in a bad position. We in a bad position. KLD, man, what um you gonna pull up and chop it up, or you on the gig? Let me know, man. Let me know. Um, but talk a little bit about the possibilities going forward, and I'll give you a little bit more of the spiel on why I feel like the Rockets. I mean, if you're a Rockets fans, let me tell you, be a fan, be a fan, but get you a second team. Get you a second team. Pick a team that you think is gonna win the championship, or you think could um could compete with your already. I mean, find you a team that you think could cause some problems for a team that you don't like, or just support a superstar, because waiting for the hoping the Rockets can steal a championship is going to be more miserable than anything you ever imagined. It's about to get gloomy. It's about to get gloomy. If something doesn't shake up, if something doesn't change, all the heartache and pain that we went through for 5 years was just the beginning. That was the fun shit. It's really finna get bad when we start paying players and they start realizing that we can't win, and you start getting guys disgruntled, and you start to really see that the pieces that we put around these guys not going to be able to listen. This is what I'm on right now, KD. I don't know if you ever heard me talk about Ade Mare, but um the year we got Armin, the year we got Armin, do we got Armin and Cam the same year, right? Yeah. The year we got Armin, when I was heavy on the chop shop, I was fucking with Ghost and Frank tough. And I was on the chop shop pounding the table saying, like, look, man, it's a guy coming out of Spain named Ade Mare. He gonna be the truth. He gonna be the truth. He gonna be the truth. We pull up the film. I'm showing them the film. They were like, man, yeah, man, I don't know. He don't really look like he all that. I'm like, y'all don't see what I see when I watch basketball, bro. Y'all don't see what I see when I watch basketball. I watch ball placement. Same shit I always say. I watch ball placement. I watch where he's looking. Even if he don't make the pass, I'm still watching to see where he's looking at, what his IQ is, how does his form look going from the dribble to the pass. These are the type of things I look at when I watch basketball. And you know how people do when I talk. It's like I poo poo with EF saying the next year, nothing. He go to UCLA, nothing. I'm still saying no. We need to try to get Ade Mare. If we could get Ade Mare right now, I would go to him and say, "Go ahead and come in the draft. We'll draft you in the second round." And I would have drafted him even though he was only averaging 4 points a game. I would have drafted him in the second round. Nah, man, he ain't that good. He ain't that good. He ain't that good. Okay, boom. Obviously, he goes to Michigan. He takes off. He blows up, and then people start to pay attention to him. Now, watch him. Michigan do what they did this year. He climbing the ranks, going up your rank. Kendrick Lamar type shit. I look at the draft board and I realize that, damn, no centers are going in the top 10. And at 11 and 12 is Golden State and OKC on the draft board. Oh my God. If OKC or Golden State get Ademara, just clip it. Just clip it. So I really went on a campaign. I'm on X. I'm in everybody chat. I'm in everybody comments. I done message the Houston Rockets on X. I done message Raphael Stone on X. Everybody, get Ademar. Get Ademar for if for no other reason because you don't want OKC to get him. Now, I said all that to say this though. If they said it several times tonight. If Sam Presti drafts you, or you was on Sam Presti draft board, pretty good damn player. Why is that important? Because now we looking at it and saying what I said, same thing I said about Marc Gasol. There's certain things that I see when I watch a player, and I can look at him and say, that's gonna be one of them boys that you're gonna wish you had 3, 4 years from now. I even said, I think I said on here, I would have traded Alperen Sengun if we were gonna get Ademar. I would have traded Alperen Sengun to move up and pick Maury if we could have did some other stuff to go with it, not just flat out for the pick, because he's not gonna really be ready for like another 3 years. But when he ready, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different. That's where I'm at about the draft. But here's the we didn't have a first round pick though. No, we could have. We could have because we could have moved players to get him. Listen, we traded Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks to get a number 10 pick. I mean, we traded Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, and a number 10 pick to get KD. We couldn't have traded KD to the Clippers to get a number 6 pick. We couldn't have traded KD to the Clippers for Darius Garland and John Collins and the number 6 pick. Yeah. Well, no, I didn't say LP. I mean, I said LP. I would have done it, but that's not what I wanted to do. What I would have done, me myself personally, I would have moved KD because we gave up a pick and 2 good players for him. I would have moved KD for a guard, a power forward, and a pick, and moved up. And moved up. And I would have drafted him to pair with Alperen Sengun. And I'd have put Alperen Sengun at the 4. And I would have brought Jabari off the bench or put him at the 3 because I think he done got better now. I think he done got better to where now I think Jabari is a little more, formidable handling the ball. He's a little more decisive and a lot more quicker than what he was early in his career. I think he probably can play the 3 a little bit better. I'm not with Jabari small ball 5 shit. I am in no way with the Jabari small ball 5 shit. I want no parts of small centers. I don't want no small big man. And the big man is back. The big man is back. Just like I was saying on Greenleaf Stream, we got to be ahead of the curve, not trying to keep up like we was doing with the Golden State Warriors shit. Oh, we start shooting threes. They get a bunch of niggas to shoot threes, so we try to shoot more threes than them. No, you can't do that. When somebody got you lapped, when they got you lapped, it's no catching them. You got to reverse course and you got to come up with a new game plan. So when Golden State was small ball, small ball, small ball, and spacing, 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 I was like, get a bunch of tall niggas. Get a bunch of tall niggas that can move side to side and stop Stop the Draymond Looney shit. You can't stop Steph and Clay, but you can fuck up Draymond and Looney. You can mitigate what you can deter them from what they trying to do, right? By the same token, I just believe that we could have made. Now, not saying that somebody else won't come out that's just as good that we could try to get next year. That's a possibility. But that's if they don't fuck up and do something stupid. If they don't mess up and do something stupid. And the chances are, let me get out my phone so y'all can understand what I'm saying. Chances are they're going to do something stupid. You understand me? And they haven't been. I've been very, very, very impressed. Let me say this. I've been very, very, very impressed by Stone's resolve in not messing up because I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable with with the idea of sometimes your best move is not messing up. And I know that a lot of y'all Rockets fans are like, do this, do that, do this, do that. We need to do this. We need to get him. We need to get that. We need to do this. Sometimes I'm like, just don't mess up again. Don't mess up again. You already got hella old real quick. You already got hella old real quick. What you don't want to do is get hella old, hella injured, and deplete your bench. With a depleted, uh, with a depleted roster. And I'm glad that Stone has been, you know, he been kind of chill. As Perk would say, he been keeping a cool booty. He been keeping a cool booty. And I think that's one of the main things that I really wanted to come on and talk about. Um, but I will get into some of the things that I think could happen because obviously Jalen Duren and Walker Kessler are free agents. Austin Reeves gonna want a bag, you know, and it's some moves out there that can still be made that can make us very good. Um, I don't know, like because I think Reed Shepard's gonna come back and be a hell of a player next year. I think he's gonna come back and just put the league on notice next year. But again, you can't have Armin out of position. You can't have Armin out of position. And out of position to me means the one or the two. And I don't believe in that, ain't no positionless basketball shit. That shit is dead. That little spell of positionless basketball was just some fly shit that they were saying so they could make way for LeBron to do what he was doing. But in real life, if you got a positionless basketball, my ass, if you got a guy on the wing that can't shoot the ball, what do you mean positionless basketball? He's in a position. He's in a position. He's in a position. He's positioned on the floor where he got to be able to do something other than try to dribble past five people. So positionless basketball is only a term that has minimal, you know, ramifications as far as what it, how it's applicable to what you want to accomplish on the floor. You can't say positionless basketball and then throw Armin Thompson out there and be like, oh yeah, it's positionless basketball. But if he's in the position where he has to do one, two, or three things, and he's having a trouble doing two and three things, it's not gonna fly. It's just not gonna fly. And that's where we had a lot of problems at. So, you know, um, also the idea of trading like Albert Shangoon and somebody for Jalen Brown. Oh my God. Let me tell y'all something, bro. Let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna say some shit. I'm gonna be hopping on more often, man. I've been having some computer trouble, internet trouble. Where I'm at now, got bad reception and stuff like that. But here's the thing: the idea of trading Albert Shangoon for Jalen Brown is so bewildering to me. Like I'm so mind boggled. Hold on. Well, I'll give it to you later. Oh no, no, no. Listen, Alfie, Alfie, your boy Alfie, man. No, I'm so mind boggled by the idea of trading. Here's my thing. I have a problem with the concept of if okay, Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown together didn't win a championship when they probably was both right going into their prime. How did you plan on winning a championship with Jalen Brown and Kevin Durant when Kevin Durant is out of his prime? We don't have a Derek White. We don't have a Tom Lord. You can say we got an Al Horford because I consider Alfred Şengün more like an Al Horford. In in my mind, Alfred Şengün is Al Horford, Paul Gasol, somewhere in between there. You still need a rim protector, a Andrew Bynum, a Tom Lord, in order for you to really play defense the way defense is supposed to be played, or offense for that matter, right? So you can't. No, 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 bro. No, bro. No, bro. Jalen Brown does not balance out our team roster. Jalen Brown does not balance out our team roster. Who the hell is going to be your big man? So you're going to run out there with Steve Adams and Jabari Smith Jr. and Kevin Durant, Jalen Brown, and what? Red Van Vliet. So what does that mean? What does that mean? That mean Armin Thompson and Reed Shepard is on your bench? Or you going to put Armin at the four? So you still finna go small ball. You finna put a 6'6" nigga at four, at the power forward to hold Wimby and Chet Holmgren. So you still putting all this extra burden and pressure on your star player and putting him in positions where he can't be successful. Trade him, man. Just trade it. For all y'all people who don't want to put Armin at the small forward, just trade him. So you putting KD at the four. So you finna trust KD to guard Victor Wembanyama and Chet Holmgren. You finna trust KD to rebound. You finna trust KD to rebound against Aaron Gordon and Julius Randle and Paulo Banchero and um Evan Mobley. You finna trust KD to be your rebounder. Shit, boy. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying is ridiculousness, bro. We already know. I already showed y'all KD turn his back, standing right by the basket. LeBron James at the 3-point line. Do I got to go back and pull up the footage? KD is right at the goal, looking at the goal. LeBron James is at the 3-point line and comes right down on side of KD without touching him. And KD turns away from LeBron and let LeBron come in and get the rebound. Yes, he is worse than LP. He is 100% worse than LP. You're not going to trust KD to get you 8 or 9 rebounds a game. You are not. You are not going to trust KD to get you 8 or 9 rebounds a game. There's no way. There's no way you're going to say, hey, 40-year-old KD, defend the rim, get us 8 rebounds a game, play hard every possession, don't be high, don't let somebody run right past you and don't look at you, don't turn the ball over 20 times a game. You're just not gonna do that, bro. No, you're not gonna put KD at power forward, bro. Come on, man. Let's just be real. The nigga is 7'1". If he was gonna play power forward, he would have already did it by now. KD's not gonna play power forward, bro. And you think that Kevin Durant is gonna play power forward from day one, 75 games. He's gonna be so broke up, he'll never make it to the end of the year. He didn't make it. He didn't make it through the playoffs without getting bumped. Without getting bumped. He had the ball at the top of the key where nobody could bump him. And you're gonna put him in the post where somebody can bump him? Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Let me cut down the brass tacks, man. Let me get down the brass tacks over here. Oh no. Oh, right there, right there. Let me get down the brass tacks over here, man. Okay. Listen, here's the reality of it. It's not that I have a problem criticizing Albert Shangoon. Is that Albert Shangoon is a 5-year player. That's an all-star. I just said that Albert Shangoon is Al Horford. Is what I expect for him to be. A high caliber Al Horford, uh, equal equal to Paul Gasol. That's what I expect him to be. And I don't expect Kevin Durant to be too much better than Albert Shangoon right now. Do you think that Kevin Durant played way, way, way better than Albert Shangoon? Do you think that Kevin Durant, let's say Albert Shangoon was mid. Let's say he was mid. Let's say he was a C. Let's say he was a C minus player. Where do you put Kevin Durant? I'ma wait. I'ma wait. If Alfred Şengün is a C minus player, I can't give Kevin Durant no more than a B minus. Which means, let's say Alfred Şengün was a 74 percentile, which we know that's not true because he was an all-star. But let's just say he was. Let's just say for some reason he was a 74 percentage player. I still can't get Kevin Durant no more than an 81, 82. And that's not good enough to win a championship, which is my point. My point is that by any standards, I don't care if you want to hate on Albert Şengün. I don't care if you want to hate on Armin Thompson. I don't care if you want to hate on Jabari Smith because he missed shots. I don't care if you want to hate on Reed Shepard because he can't play defense. I don't care if you want to hate on Ime Udoka because his offense was trash. I don't care. Well, that's something different. We'll talk about that later. I don't care if you want to hate on Raphael Stone, but we'll talk about that later too. No, not compared to. I'm not comparing Kevin Durant to Al Pacino and saying, no, first of all, that's a goddamn lie. Excuse me. Forgive me. First of all, that's a ridiculous statement because Al Pacino made the All-Star game and Kevin Durant did. Let's just start there. But with all that being said, I don't care who you have a problem with on the team. Because listen, listen, I didn't say Kevin Durant was an F player or a C minus player. I think Kevin Durant literally was probably a B plus. But I also think Al Pacino was a B plus. I think they was equal players. I think they did the equal amount of stuff. I think they was equal. As a matter of fact, now let me tell you something. I'm gonna ask you a question. And when I ask you this question, when you put this answer in the chat, I'm gonna clip it. I really wish you would come up here so I can clip this shit so people can know how ridiculous is some of the stuff you be saying. But can you name the game that KD did something so amazing that it stood out? I mean, because I could name Al Pacino 30, 35-point game, 7 threes. I could name a couple of his 35-point games, 35, 32, 35, you know, different shit like that. Can we name can we name the KD game? And, and look, I ain't even trying to just hate on KD. I ain't even trying to hate on the dude because he played good ball most of the time. I'm just saying the team we have is not good enough to win a championship. And is nobody coming to this team short of a LeBron James, Steph Curry, Anthony Edwards, um, a dominant big man. No, because you can't. He was damn good. I give you that. He was damn good, but he didn't have no standout games to where you was like, if he does this shit in the playoffs, we can win. He didn't have no games like that, bro. He has no games like that throughout his whole 2 games throughout his whole career, maybe 4. No, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. Albert Şengün had several games that was good. That was damn good. But he had some games that was excellent, exceptional, awesome, astronomical. That when you see that, you be like, man, if if he does this in the playoffs, we could beat anybody. You don't see that from Kevin Durant. Now, I'm not gonna just sit here and compare Al Shango to Kevin Durant, but I will do this one last comparison. One more question. Would you rather have a guy that try to uplift his teammates, that go out, play hard every day, make some mistakes, maybe not the best player, but he's a damn good player. He's an up and coming player. He's on the ascension. Or would you rather have a guy that was a great player that's on the descent, that's causing turmoil in your house? Who would you rather have in your on your who would you rather have in the trenches with you in real life? It's amazing to me that you Rockets fans sit there and be like, first of all, mind you, like I said, I don't believe KD put out the I don't believe that was his burner account. I don't believe that I'm gonna have a burner account that I'm trying to hide from people and talk about it in first person. Oh, my team sucked. Jabari should have passed me the ball. He's stupid. They gonna know it's you. So I don't think that was him. I don't think he that dumb. I don't think Kevin Durant is so stupid that he would. I don't think Kevin Durant is so stupid that he would make a burner account and talk about it as if he's Kevin Durant, right? That's like robbing a bank and putting on a mask, but the mask has your face drawn on it, right? That's stupid. That's it's one of the stupidest things ever, right? You gon' you gonna go in the bank with a mask on of you. No, nobody does that. So I don't think the burner account was real. But just just for the sake of amusement, can we say who would you rather have? No, Al Pacino has not plateaued, bro. See, what you doing is you shucking and jiving. You shucking and you gish galloping. See, you a habitual gish galloper. You are a habitual gish galloper. And I know this about you. You a habitual gish galloper, and all you doing is spewing a bunch of nonsense, just a big philautomized salad of bullshit in the chat, bro. You trolling in the chat. I know you are, because there's no way you can say that Alpha Shangoon 3-point shooting hasn't gotten better last year than it was the year before. His ball handling hadn't got better last year than it was the year before. His defense hadn't got better last year than it was the year before. Everything that comes with basketball got better last year than it was the year before. The only thing that didn't get better last year than it was the year before was his point guard and his shooting guard and the team chemistry and the heart and soul of the team. But when the heart and soul of the team was there, and the shooting guard was there, and the point guard was there, well, hell, you took all of that away from him, and he still got better. He still got better. And yes, you can say he didn't have a great year, but nobody on the team did. Amin didn't take the leap he was supposed to take. Reed took a leap, but not the leap he was supposed to take. KD played good, but not as good as he could have played. Nobody played as good as they could have. So I'm not holding it against nobody on the team. What I'm saying is you trade Alperen Sengun off the team, you bring in a Jalen Brown. You just I mean, he's not good enough to build around. No, you're not building around just one person. You building the team around the core that you already have. See, y'all use this rhetoric. Y'all use rhetoric like y'all don't know basketball. Because Tayshaun Prince wasn't good enough to build around. Ben Wallace wasn't good enough to build around. What did they do? They built a team around the core. They got players that fit what they needed around the core. Alperen Sengun was really supposed to be. He was actually supposed to be doing more, playing power forward, playing the double big shit. But he couldn't play the double big because everybody got hurt. Everybody got hurt. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. But yeah, I'm back. I'm back. You can hear me. Put a one in the chat. You can hear me, Brody. But I think the thing to me is that appreciate it. The thing to me is, I mean, let's let's kind of move into a place of what it takes to actually get better. Now I know that stage, move from stage, move from stage, not to move from stage. No. Yeah, the stage, okay. Let's you back. Okay. Boom. Now I know that um Alper Shingun actually I know that Albert Shingun had some bad games. He had some games that didn't look so good. We know that. He had some bad games. LP probably had as many bad games as anybody on the team. But I don't dislike him as much as you do. Let's just say that. And I think you overselling you because you can't be that blind to basketball. You can't just watch the guy play basketball and be like he's that bad. You can't say he's worse than Luis Scola. He's worse than Paul Gasol. He's worse than Carl Herrera. He's worse than Al Horford. He just can't be worse than all everybody ever. He's not the worst basketball player ever, bro. We had Chuck Hayes on the fucking team. We had Carl Landry on the team. We had Terrence Jones, bro, who was supposed to be a fucking star on the team. And Albert Sengun is not the worst player we've had on our team. He's not worse than Omer Ashik. He's not worse than. I mean, he's an all star. Let's just cut the brass tack. The guy's an all star basketball player. He's gotten better every year. He's gonna continue to get better. He's still getting smarter. He's still getting stronger, and he still wants to be better. And he doesn't have an ego about how hard he wants to play. You have to get a guy credit for just saying a guy you totally disregarded the question about the kind of player you want to play. What kind of player do you want on your team? Do you want a guy who plays hard, don't mind being coached hard, who don't mind when somebody telling me doing something wrong, they're gonna go out and try to get it right? That's that's gonna be hard on himself as anybody else is, but he's still gonna try to uplift his teammates. He gonna shoot the shot when he feel like you want him. When you tell him to shoot the shot, he gonna shoot the shot that you tell him to shoot. If you tell him to shoot threes, he'll shoot threes. You tell him to go to the goal, he'll go to the goal. You tell him to get back on defense, he'll try to get back on defense. You want him to try to protect the rim, he'll go try to block shots. You want him to rebound, he'll rebound. He'll do anything that you tell him to do on the court. Get the assist. Take 20 shots, take 23 shots, take 24 shots, take 25 shots. Do you want that guy on your team or do you want the guy who might have had a burner account talking about his teammates in first person? He robbed the bank with the mask of his own face on, bro. Is if that ain't the dumbest shit in the world, how and mean like if for no other reason besides the fact that that's dumb. How could you want that on? How could you want somebody that airbrained on your team? Again, I don't believe he did it. But if he did, I don't understand how people can sit here and say trade Al Pachenko and Amin Thompson and build around KD. Well, first of all, bro, you know what? Let me do something right quick. Let me let me do something. This shit. I'm gonna pop some gangster shit real quick. Some gangster shit. All right. Now, don't 'cause we gonna get this thing sorted out. Oh, there we go. Oh, say hell to the no, no, no. Okay, listen. How is it that you can make a case? How can you make a case that there we go. How can how can you what in the sand here? In the sand here. Oh, here we go. Oh, okay. I want someone talented who I could trust in big moments to get the job done. More often than not, Alfie doesn't fit that description, bro. Oh shit. Oh shit. Guess what? Is what the problem. Let me see. Okay. When when I hear yeah, that's all it is. Yeah. Cause if it ain't one thing, it's another. If it ain't, let me get. Oh my day, what is going on with this? Oh, my day, what is going on? Chat overlay? No, none of that. No, none of that. Going on? Hmm. Okay, so look, this is what I'm saying.
That's all my shit is buff.
Okay, am I back in now? Okay. All right. Now, like I was saying, I hear people saying this kind of stuff. What kind of team we gonna build around KD? You're gonna build around a guy who you only gonna have for 2 years, maybe 3 years? Maybe that's like saying, hey, we need to build a team around Mike Conley. I mean, they came out in the same year. They came out in the same year. Let's build a team around Russell Westbrook. Hey, we need to build a team around James Harden. Hey, what kind of team can you build around Kawhi Leonard? You see where I'm going with this? You understand why I'm saying this is a moronic statement to the days like this. I tend to get frustrated when I hear it. And the reason why it's so alarming to me is that I simply don't believe Rockets fans are being honest with themselves. You delusional. You delusional fans. Not all y'all. Not all the Rockets fans are delusional. But there's a there's a there's a nice group. There's a nice amount of Rockets fans that I think have lost sight of reality because of the ability to talk about basketball. Because barbershop talk has went global, people have lost track of reality. Absolutely. I agree. KD, it should be a third option. Actually, I could say KD could be a second option. I could see KD as a second option. He could be a Chris Middleton. KD could easily be a Chris Middleton. I believe that. KD could be a Chris Middleton. KD could be a Jalen Brown or a Jason Tatum. He could be a Jalen Brown or a Jason Tatum. But what KD can't be, he can't be a LeBron. He can't be a Steph. He can't be a Anthony L. He can't be a Luca. He can't be a Jalen Brunson. You notice something about these guys that I'm naming? He can't be a Nikola Jokic. He can't be a game changer. He's not a game changer. Not by himself. He needs a full arsenal of players not built around him, but that he fits with. So the team can be around you cannot be built around Kevin Durant. You cannot build a team around Kevin Durant. For one, he makes too much money for the amount of work that he does, he makes too much. What I'm saying is, if you're getting paid $50 million a year, I think I need you to shoot more than 20 shots a game. You more than 8 shots a game, bro. I just think I need you, me myself personally, maybe every game. I mean, your average, you can't average. You know what? I'm just saying that for for my own personal likings, I just feel a bit outlandish to say, no, no. I never said a number one. But we're not gonna get a number one, bro. That's the whole thing. You let no number one. There are no number ones available. There are no number ones available. We have right now, as presently constructed, we are closer to being a Detroit Pistons team than we are of having a number one option. We're closer to being we got guys. You know what? Back to my original point. Did you see the Houston Road won't win a championship for at least another 8 years? You know what that means? That means you better off getting rid of. I mean, you can let Kevin Durant play. You can let Kevin Durant play basketball. You can let him play. And guess what else? Did you hear me when I said that the next 3 to 4 years are going to be worse than the first 5 years that we tanked? If you thought last year was a bad year, these next 6 years probably finna be real nasty, bro. Probably finna be real nasty. Let me tell you why I say that. Because you can't win with Kevin Durant as your number one. According to you, you can't win with Albert Shangoon as your number one. So you got two number threes. And you would say that Albert Shangoon shouldn't even be a number three. So I'm gonna say, hey, if we trade Albert Shangoon, tell me the person that can be a guy that's gonna average 20 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. And then by the time you get that guy here, Kevin Durant is a year older. He just came off double injury in the playoff. He just came off a double injury in the playoff. Okay, Bron can be a number one. Who's your center? Adams be a not hurt player? Clint Capella's your guy? Or Are you with the Jabari Smith small ball five shit? Because you barely stopping niggas getting to the rim. You barely averaging a block a game, bro. You 6'11", barely averaging a block a game. You're not no big. You want to be a floor spacer, small ball five. And you and I both know if they bring it, okay, let's entertain it. Let's entertain it. Let's say you bring in Jaylen Brown. Armin is going to now be your power forward. Okay, he's going to be power forward. It's just the same thing I said. It's not going to work, bro. Do you think that team is going to contend? Do you think that team can contend? Do you think a team with Kevin Durant, Jaylen Brown, Fred VanVleet, Armin Thompson can beat any damn who they beating, bro? Who they beating? Do you think the team that I just named could have beat New York this year? Fred VanVleet, Armin Thompson, Kevin Durant, Jaylen Brown, Steven Adams, Jabari Smith coming off the bench. Matter of fact, start Jabari. Bring Steven Adams off the bench. Do you think they can beat? You think they could have beat New York? Do you think they're gonna be able to beat Stephon Castle and Harper? Got dog me, De'Aaron Fox, Victor Wembanyama, and Keldon Johnson. Do you think that team can beat that San Antonio Spurs team? You like that one? Let's take a heavy dose of this. Do you think they can beat Austin Reed? Do you think they can beat Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic, LeBron James, anybody and anybody? Okay, let's try this. Do you think they can beat Steph, um, Miguel Hernandez, whatever his name is, Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler? Do you think they can beat them? Do you think they can beat Giannis, Bam Adebayo, uh, God dang, off? Do you think they can beat that team? No, no. Okay. Do you think they'll be able to beat Jason Tatum, Al Shangon, Derek White? Do you even think they can beat that team? Aha. Aha. I bet you good and damn well if you put Albert Shangoon, Jason Tatum, and Derek White, whoever else they got on their team, up against Jalen Brown, Kevin Durant, and Amen Thompson, that's a good matchup. Trae Young, Anthony Davis, AJ Jabbounce. Oh shit, LaMelo Ball, who you said you ain't nobody LaMelo Ball. You told me LaMelo Ball was one of the most. You said that. You said that. You and Buckmo. You and Buckmo was on this stream, and it was me and I forget my boy man, philosophical man. Nah, nah, don't guess gallop, bro. Don't sit up saying with the guess galloping. You guess galloping again. You guess galloping. You said y'all told me the LaMelo Ball was trash, and y'all wouldn't LaMelo Ball. But I bet you, LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, Conker Nipple, Miles Bridges, and Ingle Badu, whatever his name is, hey, better than Fred VanVleet, Jalen Brown, Kevin Durant, and Steven Adams. Barnes Jr. Even talk about it more like all the misfit toys. It's just a bunch of random shit threw together. And if you were together a team in real life, you wouldn't say, "Hey man, I know what I want to do. I want to have Jalen Brown and Kevin Durant on the same team." Let me hydrate. Let me hydrate myself because I ain't planning on being on here that long. I ain't planning on being on here that long. But I done fuck. See, let me keep it going just in case. Go and keep the party going. Now you talking about you can't tell who gonna be who. Who gonna be who? See, this how I know you don't know basketball. And then listen at this. Listen at this. Was you part of the group? Don't lie. Don't lie. Keep it a bean. Or like you like to say, keep it tall. Was you part of the group that game one of the season? Was you part of the Tari to play basketball, trying to throw the game? He out there playing with his ego. We need to trade him. Was you part of that group? I'm telling you what I see. That nigga. That I telling you what I see. That nigga playing like that because he mad about his contract. Is you part of that group? Was you part of the group? All I'm asking you, was you part of the group that said Tar was playing bad because he was trying to mess up because he was mad about his contract? And you wanted to trade Tar? Is you part of the group that wanted to trade Tar because he had a bad game because he was thinking about his contract? Okay, all right. But I'm gonna let you live then. I'm gonna let you live because I'm trying to figure how the hell all these people talking about getting Jalen Brown You want Jaylen Brown and Kevin Durant on your team, but you made that talk at the beginning of the year because he felt like he wanted to shoot the ball sometimes. Wanted to trade him because he had one bad game. Everybody wanted to trade him, but now they want to get Jaylen Brown and Kevin Durant and put them on the same team. It'll be the most dysfunctional team in the history. Listen, it's the same shit that happened in Phoenix right there. You got two dysfunctional niggas and put them on a team together, and it don't work. You gonna get two dysfunctional niggas and put them on a team. If they trying to get rid of Jaylen Brown in Boston, they already got rid of Ime in Boston. Now they trying to get rid of Jaylen Brown. Kevin Durant might be robbing the bank with a Kevin Durant mask face on. And you want to put Jaylen Brown and Kevin Durant on your team with Armin. So what you finna do, you finna fuck up Armin's career. You gonna mess up Armin's career. Instead of him, let me tell you something. Let me keep it Thou Wow Chun Lee style with you. I'd rather have a nigga that can't play basketball at all with a good personality. A Chuck Hayes type nigga. Nigga that can't do shit but play defense, that's gonna go out there and play hard every night, but not mess up the morale of my young players. Then two dudes who got egos that's gonna be talking about each other behind each other back. One of them gonna be on the pod, both of them gonna be on different podcasts talking shit and then smiling each other face the next day. They're gonna go on separate podcasts and throw subtle shots, subtle dabs in the back and smile in each other face the next day and then high five each other, slap ass. Slap ass. And then back about each other all week long on the podcast. Man, come on, bro. Damn that. Sign Tari. Sign LP to an extension. Sign Armin to an extension. You want to keep Fred VanVleet? Okay, cool. You want to keep KD? Okay, cool. And then just try to get another, because here's the reality of it. If you notice, my whole take has never been about trading nobody. I would trade somebody to do one thing: get a fucking big man. My whole thing is we need a rim protector. We need an actual big man. We need somebody that if you coming out with a layup, a nigga will swat that shit out of there 9 out of 10 times if he by you. Or you gonna have to do some extra shit to get the ball up. And we don't have that. We just have a guy that make you try hard when he get to the rim. And we need that. We need that. And Jaylen Brown is not gonna be that. Jaylen Brown not gonna be that. Yes, I like some point guards in the league, but they're not gonna do that. We got point guards, we got power forwards, we got small forwards, we got shooters. I know people always say we need shooting, we need shooting, we need shooting. Yeah, kind of sort of we need shooting, but not so much as we need shooting as we need fucking DeAndre Ayton to be gliding from the free throw line, catching alley oops. Hell no. Hell no. You're not gonna treat Alpha Kato, bro. You're not gonna do Al Pacino like you killing Kato. But you know what? I ain't gonna even argue with you about it. If they trade him, we'll know. But I tell you this, Sam Preston was gonna draft him. If Sam Preston was gonna draft him, he must not be a bad player. That's all I can tell you. Oh, 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 by the way, he's so soft. He's so sorry. Oh, he's so soft. He's so sorry. You want to trade him for Jalen Duren? You'll trade him for Jalen Duren? Jalen Duren is a free agent. We probably could do a sign and trade and get Jalen Duren. Look how well he played in the playoffs. Mr. Tough Man. Oh, he was whoa, wow. He played amazing in the playoffs. And Jalen Duren is way better than Epper. You said that. You said Jalen Duren was better than Alpha Shangon. How did he play in the playoffs? How did he look? Did he look tough and strong? And oh shit, look at the muscle man. Oh, look at the muscle man. He running around strong. He's strong. Nah. Nah, you did say Jalen Duren was better than Al Shangon. You said Jalen Duren was better than Al Shangon, bro. You said Jalen Duren was better than Al Shangon. You said you would trade Al Shangon for Jalen Duren. You said it. Now you trying to act like you ain't say Jay you would trade Al Shangon for Jalen Duren. I asked you. I asked you would you trade Jalen Duren for Al Shangon. You said yeah. Let's take anybody for Al Shangon soft ass. Soft ass. How you know that nigga ass soft though, man? That ain't even player, dog. That ain't even player. Bro, man, bro. I wish I could find all the strings, bro. I guarantee you at some point you said Jalen Duren was better than Al Shangon. But now that you see his true colors, now that you see his true colors, now he ain't better than LP. Now that he got exposed. Now that he got exposed, all of a sudden he ain't better than LP. But at first he was better than LP. Everybody was better than LP. Because according to you, according to you, the Al Shangon. Do do does every team have a player better than Al Shangon on it? See? You see? Exactly. Exactly. You gonna give me 10 bigs. See, you gonna be naming power forwards and all kind of shit. You ain't gonna give me 10 centers. You ain't gonna give me 10 centers better than Alpha Shango. Because if you do, you got to put Jalen Duren in there. And there's no possible way. There's no possible way. You can say it's 10 centers better than Alpha. First of all, I don't think Alpha Shango is a center. I keep saying it. I think he's a Paul Gasol. He's a 7-foot power forward. He's a 7-foot power forward. I would never, ever, ever say that Alpha Shango is what I want for a center. Ever. He's not playing the 4. He's playing the 5. What are you talking about? He was supposed to be playing the 4, but Steven Adams got hurt. We were playing a double big. He need to be a permanent 4. He needs to not be at my 5 unless it's like small ball shit. He is my small ball center. Pause that. But he's my small ball center. I don't want that nigga to be my center, bro. I don't want Al Pacino to be my center. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Nope. Nope. I don't like it. I don't like nothing about I do. I ain't gonna lie. I do like his ability because I don't care what you say. You can say whatever you want to say about it to me. Nigga ain't nothing but a big ass guard to but a big ass guard to me. He just a big ass slow guard. He a big ass slow guard to me. Um no, he ain't no great shooter. I need great shooter. We get that, you know. But I'm gonna tell you who Al Pacino remind me of. I know I already know what you finna say. You finna go all ridiculous when I say this. But Al Pacino remind me more of like a Jamal Mashburn, a Chris Webber, Paul Gasol, low key Anthony Mason, Carl Herrera, Luis Scola. He more in that vein of player than he is Rick Smith, George Mullin, Pat Ewing, Andrew Bynum, Dwight Howard, Luke Longley, Bill Winnington, Greg Ostertag, Robert Parrish. You see what I'm saying? He's not in that category. He's more in the power forward build of how he play than he is a center build. It's just a fact. Looking at the names I'm saying and saying, You know? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But if you really think about what I'm saying, he played more like a fucking power forward. He played more like a power forward than he do a center. That's all I'm saying. He played more like a power forward than he played like a center. His defense is more like a power forward than it is. His offense is more like a power forward than it is a center. It just so happens that we know more black power forwards than we do white ones. So it's kind of hard to come up with a comp that would make sense for you to understand. So I have to use, you know, some player. I mean, I know Jamal Mashburn was a small forward, but oh, here you go. Here go one. Here go a perfect comp. Boris Diaw. He more like a Boris Diaw. Yeah, I know Boris could shoot a little bit better. I know, I understand that, but them in that vein, and even he's way better than Boris Diaw. By the way, we're not even going to act like Alfred Şengün is not better than Boris Diaw. But I'm saying power forward. Think power forward. And all the people that I name, if you put them doing Alfred Şengün shit, it'll be just them playing the way they play. Probably look better. Probably look more swaggy. Maybe a little bit more athletic. But the shit that he do is just like the people name the shit that they do. His crossover was a lot like Jamal Mashburn crossover. You know, his little sweeping, floaty shot, you know, do some shit that Chris Webber might have did, or Anthony Mason might have did, or Carl Herrera might have did, or Louis Scola might have did. So I'm saying power forward. Not a center, not a Greg Ocean, not a Bill Winnington, not a Patrick Ewing. He's never gonna be that to me. Because none of them niggas, Zubronis Ilgauskas, was never gonna let DeAndre Ayton hang glide from the Swiss Alps and dunk no alley oops over the top of them 4-5 times a game. Not no DeAndre Ayton. Not no dominating. Not finna do that to no Greg Ostertag. You see what I'm saying? None of that. None of that. Not no Hot Rod Williams. He ain't doing that shit to none of them niggas. Not no Ayton ain't. And that's why Alfred Şengün will never be a center to me. That's a fair critique. That's a fair criticism. Just like I can say Ahmed Thompson never be a shooting guard to me. He'll never be a 2. I don't care what you call it. 2, shooting guard, whatever you call it, he'll never be that. He can be a point guard. He can be a small forward. But whatever is in between point guard and small forward is not Ahmed. He's not that. He is not that. You see what I'm saying? Reed Shepard, he can be a 1 or 2. He can never be a 3. It's just some shit that don't work. I could accept that. But I mean, Carl Landry was 6'6", 6'7". Albert Şengün is 7 foot. So I was trying to go with people who played a little bit bigger than Carl Landry. But I mean, you could say that. You could say that. But Carl Landry's defense was probably not as good as Al Şengün's defense. I'm gonna just give it to you. Give it to you. They'll give it to you for real. But if you like that, if you like Carl Landry, that's the point. The point is power forward, not a center. I don't care who I don't care who you want to how lower you want to put him down. You just come up with a power forward that play like a power forward. That's Al Pacino. I don't care whoever you want to name it. It can be your high school power forward that you played with in high school. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. That's who it is. Long as we understand it, he's a power forward, not a center. I never Alfred by 6'10", 6'11". He close to 7 foot. He close to 7 foot. Because if you watch him, he's far from KD. But he over Jabari. Al Pacino was taller than Jabari. And Jabari legit 6'10", 6'11". But LP is taller than Jabari. That's why I'm really not comparing to Parker Gasol. Parker Gasol was a 7-foot power forward. That can have way more post moves. But Paul was a good passer. And he could pass out of the post. Now, I would prefer that we ran a triangle through Al Pacino where he didn't have to dribble as much, where he catch the ball on the high post, cut, he make the pass, or he just spin and go to the goal and do the LP shit. I would prefer that we play like that. Like I said, put him in the Draymond Green role, power forward. Give him the ball in the high post, run the triangle shit, niggas make the cuts, he make the pass, or he spin and do the LP shit. I would prefer that. That's how I would prefer that we play. That's why I say you can build around the core that we have if we had a real coach. Which I said we'll get to that. Now's a fine time to get to it. See, I was for Ime coming here because I was tired of people hating on Steven Silas so much. And I did want to get that cachet. I did want to get that high profile cachet. But I was never impressed with Ime's defense when he was in Boston. I mean, not his defense. I was never impressed with his offense. His defense, I was very impressed with. Well, see, this is the thing. I was never impressed with Ime's offense in Boston because it was just get a ball to Smart in the post. They run a little action. He kicked the shit right back out to Tatum or Brown. They get into their shit. They either shoot the three or they go to the goal. That's the offense. Which is cool if you got somebody to get a ball to Smart in the post. Which Brown or Tatum could get the ball to Smart in his preferred position, where he orchestrate with the defense behind him and be able to pass out on the perimeter to pick who and that man ain't keeping up with him. So you kind of got the offense out in front of you with the defense back turned to you. They don't really know what you're doing, which is cool. This is why I'm saying about people who don't understand basketball. People talking about the league change. No, they initiated a change to make the league look different. I think it was so LeBron could reign over the league for as long as he did, because it makes no sense not have it drop to a post. Because when you drop the ball down into the post, what you do is you make it to where 2 or 3 guys don't know what's going on with the ball. You understand what I'm saying? When you drop the ball down the post, 2 of those niggas don't know what's going on with the ball no more because it's at the 3-point line. If everybody, if the ball is never dropped down into the post, Everybody know what's going on with the ball. So the defense is able to scramble and do all this switching and shit because the ball never goes into the post. You drop the ball into the post, you just hit the ball from 2 or 3 people. They don't know what the post man is looking at because they can't see his eyes. He can look wherever he want to look, and nobody know where he finna pass the ball because your back is turned to him on defense because you guarding your man. Now I know this, and I'm like, these professional coaches gotta know this. Why aren't they doing it? Because the league is rigged. Okay. Now about the email thing. I said when people start talking about may need a offensive coordinator. Oh yeah. Remember when Rick Adams had Jeff Bidzelic? Oh, it was Mike D'Antoni. He had Jeff Bidzelic, and he was the defensive coordinator. Defense is different than offense. Um, in the fact that defense has to read the offense and know what the offense is doing, and then know exactly what angles and what play they running on offense and know how to stop it. Offense, you're trying to make the defense react to you. You don't have to read the defense. You're just going. So it's different to have a defensive guy as an assistant telling you what the offense is trying to do and how to stop it, as opposed to having an offensive guy tell how to run your damn team. But I said, hey, you know who would be perfect? Steve Nash. They coached together in Brooklyn. Steve Nash already familiar with Kevin Garnett, Kevin Durant. And he'd be perfect for Reed Shepard because I see a lot of Steve Nash in Reed Shepard. And what I mean is the way they place their hand on the ball and the way their eyes move when they dribbling. There's a lot of similarities. Um, and I feel like if he was gonna go get a offensive coordinator, I felt like Steve Nash would have been the best person to get. You know. Now, with that being said, I think that if Ime is gonna stay the coach on this team, which I kind of think they want him to be the coach here for a long time, like on some Greg Popovich shit, just stay here and keep on coaching. Um, I'm just saying it's gonna be a miserable run, bro. It's gonna be a miserable run. It ain't no it is no hope in sight unless magically one of these draft picks we got coming up they actually take it and it's actually a good person that fits what we need. Because to be honest, to be honest, let's be honest. When you have Jalen Green and Albert Shangoon, the Armin Thompson pick was perfect. The Jabari pick, not what we wanted. But here's the reality of it. Paulo Banchero wouldn't have really fitted what we needed. I I wanted Paulo. I always Paulo. I was like Paulo's my pick. Everybody was like, man, Jabari. I was like, I like Paulo Banchero. Guess what? Paulo has shown to be a faulty player, just like Jabari shown to be a fault. But a lot of that is coaching. I think if Paulo was, you know, with a with a better coach and a better organization. If Paulo was like in Miami, he Giannis because the boy can play basketball. He just don't got the structure. With all that being said, the Armin pick was the perfect match for an offensive player like Jalen and an offensive player like Shangoon. So they had two players that were offensive, and then they went and got two defensive players in Jabari and Armin, which makes sense. You got a 3 and a 4, which makes sense. Then they turn around and got Reed Shepard, which makes sense. They could shoot it because they needed a shooter at the time. What I'm getting at is this. I think they drafted good, but I think if they was to draft, they draft next year, if they actually continue the good drafting and have a little bit of luck, because we have been very unlucky in the draft, to be honest. If you really think about it, we got Jalen instead of Cade. We got Jabari instead of Paulo or Chet. We got Armin, cool, but we could have got Wemby. You know what I mean? So it's like, we did what we can do what I can do when I can do it. But if we'd have had a little bit of luck, we could have had a game. We could have had franchise changing uh trajectory based off of the draft in our organization, based off of the player that we was able to get in that situation. That would have been uh monumental as far as you know any addition that we could have brought into the team. I think the kicker is that the next draft that we cut might be hot picks. They might not be as hot picks. But if they are hot picks, are those drafts going to be as good as this one? And are we going to trade those picks to try to do something stupid because we got these old players on our team and we want to try to win? That is the problem. And I hope, like I said earlier, I can appreciate what Stone has done as far as not pulling the trigger on some shit. Because I'm sure that Kendrick is a sellout. Kendrick Perkins sold us out talking about Trey Alper, Shango, Armin Thompson, and Reed Shepard for Giannis. You want us to trade Alper, Shango, and Reed Shepard and Armin Thompson for Giannis? I mean, that nigga been hurt in every playoff since one. Every single playoff, bro. Since they won a championship, this nigga's been hurt in every playoff. And I don't understand why people. I understand injuries are part of the game. But when you get injured, it's also part of the game. And if I say, dang, the thing about Giannis is he probably could have. They were probably supposed to beat Miami if he wouldn't have got hurt. Dang, gonna beat Boston if Giannis wouldn't have got hurt. Dang, they were finna beat New York if Giannis wouldn't have got. This nigga always get hurt when they supposed to beat somebody. They can't stop him. He's stopping himself. The league is rigged. The league is rigged. Now, boom, the nigga end up in Miami. Okay. New York win a championship. Okay. Wembanyama, Cooper Flag. Now, Washington and Utah get draft picks. Look, where did Ade Mara fall to? Right to OKC. The league is rigged. The league is rigged, bro. It's rigged, and it ain't nothing nobody can tell me about it. Yo, hit that. Where is that? I don't come up here with no bullshit. I'm gonna tell you right now, but I don't come here with no bullshit. Let me see if I can. Oh, my bad. I'm on the wrong chart. I got you on the link. I got you on the link. Link in the chat. Anybody want to pull up? You're more than welcome to pull up on the chat. Do 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 do. My nigga. What's up with it, boy?
What's happening? What it do? What it do, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Let me switch. Let me switch to. Oh, let me switch to. Get me off the big screen, cause I've been hogging the stage. Yeah, I can hear
Yeah. So yeah, you know I'm on bullshit.
you. What you on, man? What you on?
Get this nigga the fuck out of here, man. I'm tired of you motherfuckers trying to say this sorry soft ass nigga. Get him the fuck out of here. You capping it. Fred / Reed Shepard, Jaylen Brown, Armin Thompson at the 3, KD at the 4, Steven Adams at the 5. That's a hell of a damn star lineup. You got shooting, you got
That's not gonna
offense,
work,
you
bro.
got defense. It's gonna work. It's definitely gonna work. At that point, all you need
That's not
is
gonna fly.
a younger backup center. You bring back Tari, and so on your second lineup, you basically got Shep, Tari, Jabari, another backup center, and you can get you another shooting guard. That's the way you keep your team
Bro,
intact.
what I'm telling you is not. Do you know how much money you're gonna be spending on Jaylen Brown and Kevin Durant?
Yep.
That's Jaylen Brown making like 60 mil, Kevin Durant making like 40 mil. That's $100 million between two people, bro.
Uh-huh. And you still got a lot of your
That,
players You got Armin still on a rookie deal. You got old Shep on a rookie deal. You hardly paying Steven Adams. You got Fred on a discount, which if he come back healthy, he only got one more year on his deal. You don't got KD on no long-term contract. So if it ain't working out, you can always move KD. But
But it ain't gonna
if
work
you
out.
swapping out,
You might
if
well
you
move.
swapping out Alfie from another planet, big nose motherfucker, if you flip him out for Brown, the Rockets just got upgraded, especially if you getting back a healthy Steven Adams and a healthy Fred. You just upgraded your roster.
You did upgrade your roster, but you downgraded your roster at the same time because Steven Adams hurt. Kevin
No,
Durant
I
gonna be
said he
hurt.
coming back healthy. He coming back healthy. He missed all last year.
He coming back healthy don't mean he gonna stay healthy.
Okay, and that's why I said you add a young backup center to your
Okay,
roster.
well now listen. See, that's what I was saying earlier. Why not just trade? Why not just skip all the bullshit? Trade KD to one of these teams that had a pick, picked up Ade Mare, right? Guess what? Guess what? If you pick up Ade Mare and you say, you know what? I don't like Alper Sengun. Guess what? Let's do it like this. Let's trade Alper Sengun and Tari Eason. Let's ship them to OKC. And let's get Jalen Williams back for OKC. He been hurt,
OKC wasn't
but
gonna do that. OKC wasn't gonna do that.
they might not. But he'll gamble. They probably would because he been hurt.
Yeah, but LP sorry, and Torrey is a free agent.
That's why you do a sign trade.
Yeah, but again, he's not valuable enough to move the needle for them to get rid of Jalen Williams.
But you throw picks
A
in
healthy
there.
Jalen Williams is more valuable than both them players combined.
But you throw the picks in there because you're taking a risk on a player that's been hurt for 2 years.
Okay, so why would the Rockets do that? Why would you throw in picks? Now I can see if they willing to give up Jalen Williams for LP and Torrey. That would make sense for the Rockets. It wouldn't make sense for OKC. The only way it's gonna make sense for OKC is you throw in the picks, and now it no longer makes sense for the Rockets because Jalen Williams been injured for the last 2 years.
But it do make sense because now I'm restructuring my team. I done got rid of KD, so I done reduced costs. I done got rid of KD. I done brought in a Darius Garland and somebody,
Hell,
John
yeah.
Collins. Hold on. I done brought in Darius Garland and a John Collins or somebody, a contract player for them, and Ade Mara. That's my new center. He gonna replace LP perfectly fine. I done shipped out LP since everybody hate LP so much. Okay, I done shipped out him and Tari. Boom, and some picks that I really don't need anyway because I got too many young players, and I brought in a potential number one to pair up with Armin. So now I got Reed, Jalen, Armin. 1, 2, 3. Jabari at my 4, Ade Mare at my 5. Players off the bench. I got John Collins. Now I just got to build up my bench a little bit. Now I'm looking better. I got a whole team that can compete, and then I can say, hey, you know what? Now if we going up against San Antonio, how do we match up against this team? We match up well. If we going up against OKC, how do we match up against them? We match up better because now I got a big guard in Jalen and a strong power forward in Armin.
Power forward, bro.
A small forward.
Listen, first of all, ain't nobody finna give up no high first round pick for a 38-year-old KD. That's number one. Number two, no, we didn't. No, we didn't.
For number 10.
He wasn't 38. And
Shit.
the trade made sense for us to get a score. I mean, you gotta understand we still won 52 games this year with KD.
It would have made sense for them. If you think about pairing up KD with Kawhi, and then they already got a team already over there
No,
built for
no,
old
they
niggas
they
to come
trying to
over there
get
and play.
they trying to get youngest. Why they got rid of James Harden? And why is you bringing in Darius Garland and you already got Fred and you got a young Reed Shepard?
Trading all them niggas.
Like so we finna pay $60 million top point guard position.
Trading all them niggas, man.
Now,
Trading all
now
them
just
niggas.
get
Man.
rid of Alfie sorry ass. Just get rid of him.
If I'm
Figure out a
trading
way.
him,
If you want to get rid of them picks, get rid of him. Get Tari on the signing trade. Throw in all of them goddamn picks for Jaylen Brown.
if I'm trying to get rid of Albert Shango, if I'm getting rid of my core players, I got to get young players. I'm not finna trade my core players and bring back a bunch of 30-year-old niggas, bro. I
Brown
already
is in
got
his prime.
who?
Jaylen Brown.
Okay, remember we had this conversation before. When is your prime?
Your prime is around 27 to 32.
And how old is Jaylen Brown?
I think he's 28.
29. So he's on the back end of his prime.
Yeah, but now he's smack dab in the middle of it.
Nah. You said earlier this year, you said your prime start earlier. Now, you said your prime start early. We were talking about
I said it was 27. Your prime, your prime starts at around 27 years old. If you 29, I think he's 28. But if he's 29, that's smack dab in the middle of his prime.
that nigga smack dab in the middle of finna be old as fuck. The nigga got bad knees, dog.
Okay, and Alfie is just a bad player. Well, he ain't a bad player, but he averages hell. He overrated as hell. He's probably the most overrated player in the NBA.
That's cool. That's cool.
Okay, so get rid of his ass.
He averaged. Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? I can do more with average players who try hard than I can
He
with
don't try
elite
hard.
players. Than I can with elite players that got big ass egos, bro.
Every great player has a big ego. Every elite player has a big ego, and so yeah, give me the ego. Give me the game to go with it. The problem is that Alfie has a big ego and he's sorry as fuck. He average as fuck. He overrated as fuck. And he got a big ass ego thinking that he a number one option. When really at best he's a number 3. At best.
And at best KD is a number 3.
No. At best KD is a number 2. Now,
okay,
to preserve him, you would want him to be your number 3. So if you get rid of Alfie and you bring in a Jaylen Brown, well then Jaylen Brown will be your number 1. In a best case scenario, your number 2 would be Armin. KD would be your number 3. In the best case scenario.
The only way I want Jaylen Brown is if I'm keeping Alperen Sengun.
Fuck no.
That's the only way I want him. I don't even want him if I don't have, put it like this. Okay, now let me say this. We don't have the team that can win. We don't have the team that can win. So let me tell you, if I'm Raphael Stone and I'm sitting there and let's say, for example, me and you having this same conversation and I'm Raphael Stone, you know what I'm gonna say? You know what I'm gonna say? Fuck it, I might well trade all these niggas.
Well, he did. The report that I heard is that everybody is available except for maybe Armin. He's the only one who's pretty much the closest thing to untouchable.
That's what he said. He's listening. He's listening to. He's listening to talks. He say he's readily listening to talks about their all stars, which means Alfred Şengün and Kevin Durant. But he really, if you really want to deal with what he's dealing with, he really want to try to build around reship it at the point guard, and at the small forward. That's really which is the same thing I'm saying. If I can keep reshipping at my point guard, my backup point guard right now, and it at my small forward, okay, cool. Now, with that being said, you're gonna still need a legitimate big. It's really none in the league. It's really no legitimate bigs in the league. And the only chance they had to get a legitimate big, they let him go. Now you could look around and say, hey, Portland got that Chinese guy last year. That's pretty good. He pretty good. You know, Zach Edey out there, Donovan Clingan out there, Walker Kessler out there, Jalen Duren out there, you know, but Jalen Duren got exposed. You know, it's just he's not a good shot blocker. He's not a good rebounder. He a decent rebounder.
Jalen Duren is a good defensive big man, and he's a good rebounder big man. He's limited offensively. He's limited. He's better than LP.
Man,
hell,
man,
my ass. He better than LP. So if I can get him in free agency, I'm taking it. And that way I can bring Steven Adams. I could put Steven Adams back on the bench. KD can play the 4. The rebounding ain't gonna be all on him, but it's gonna be for him to help out as far as rebounding. He's damn good as a weak side shot blocker, just like Jabari is. But he also stretches the floor. He opens up, the paint a little bit more when you don't got two dudes who can't shoot and they man is in the paint. If you got KD with now, you can put KD in a corner. And you get that opens up the floor a little bit more for Armin to be able to slash and to get down here. If you got a Jaylen Brown, it opens it up for him. You just bring Steven Adams to set the pick. Now you got the switches, or the big man is trying to beat Armin to the rim. So getting rid of Alfie is the key.
Yeah,
that's the first domino that really needs to drop. So get his ass up out of here.
What makes Alperen Şengün so much more valuable than Kevin Durant? Because that's what you're saying. You saying Alperen Şengün is so much better than Kevin Durant. Nobody wants KD, but they all want Alperen.
No. I'm not saying nobody wants KD. I'm saying for the Rockets, the better thing is for them to keep KD. Now I'm saying KD ain't gonna garner you a top 10 pick, but Alfie ain't either. They not finna trade for a 38-year-old KD, but they ain't finna trade for a limited big man who's at this point grossly overpaid and overrated. So ain't nobody finna give you no top 10 pick for him. But maybe a Boston who is now paying 2 players over $60 million, if they can get Alfie along with maybe another piece, along with draft picks, and it lowers their cap hit, maybe that's something that they're entertained. They still getting back an all-star. You getting a utility player in Torrey. You getting multiple first-round picks, future first-round picks, and lowering your cap. It all of a sudden makes sense for them. I don't know that they want to do that for Kevin Durant. Plus, I think that Kevin Durant is a better fit for the Rockets if they able to get Jaylen Brown, because like I said, he's now a number 2 option. But if Armin continues to grow, continues to improve, but then he becomes your number 2 option, KD becomes your number 3 option, and that's the best case scenario for him at this point in his career, to be a shot making number 3 option. That's the best case scenario. You got him and old Shep on the floor to be able to stretch out defenses. How much room is that gonna give Jaylen Brown and Ahmed Thompson to be able to get down here? Come on,
Okay.
man. That's the best case scenario. So get it. I gotta get back in here, man. So I'm rocking with you, but I had to come up here and bring some type of balance and reality to this shit that you putting out on the airwaves.
Nah.
Get Alfie ass the fuck out of Houston, man. Time for him to go.
Nah. Okay, so basically what I just heard was
Salute to you, man.
salute, brother. Salute, brother. So basically this where we at. Basically, what I'm picking down what I'm picking up what he putting down is Alper Shangon has value because he don't have no big ass contract. So let's give that value away for a big ass dumb ass contract, which don't make sense to me. First of all, if we have a player that has a decent contract, that's an all-star that plays good. Why would we give him away for a guy with a big stupid ass contract that's gonna put us in the same situation that he put the team that he's in right now in? And then we'll be stuck with a big stupid ass contract. And the nigga got Beijing all over the fucking Toyota Center. It just don't make no sense. I'm looking around the league right now, and I'm saying, okay, Boston, do they got a center? Nope. Brooklyn, do they got a center? Nope. New York, do they got a center? Nope. Philadelphia, do they got a center? Nope. Toronto, do they got a center? Nope. Chicago, do they got a center? Nope. Cleveland, they got a center. Detroit, they got a center. Indiana, they got a center. Milwaukee, nope. Atlanta, nope. Charlotte, kind of, sort of. Miami, kind of, sort of. Orlando, nope. Washington, yep. Denver, yep. Minnesota, yep. Oklahoma, yep. Portland, yep. Utah, yep. Golden State, nope. Clippers, nope. LA, hell no, but it looked like it to us. Phoenix, no, kind of, sort of. Sacramento, nope. Dallas, nope. Houston, yep. Memphis, yep. New Orleans, nope. Kind of, sort of. San Antonio, obviously. So where I'm at is, if you're really looking around the league and you're saying, if we get rid of Albert Shango, we're going to replace him with Steven Adams. What if Steven Adams get hurt? We're shit out of luck because there aren't any more legitimate bigs in the league. There just aren't enough guys in the league, bro, to shit. Let's see. Let me do this right here. Okay. Steve Alabama, Adebayo, Santiago Aldama, Jared Allen, DeAndre Ayton, Charles Bassey. Okay, let's do it like this, right? Santiago Aldama, DeAndre Ayton, Brandon Carson, Donovan Clingan, Hunter Dickerson, Zach Edey, Rudy Gobert, Vladislav Golden, Isaiah Hartenstein, Jackson Hayes, Chet Holmgren, Jay Huff, Ariel Hook Porty, Ryan Kalkbrenner, Walker Kessler, Luke Cornett, Derek Lively, the second. Those are all the guys who are 7 foot in the league. Those are all the guys, all the 7 footers in the damn league. Um, is that everybody? It can't be. It can't be right. Ain't no way, ain't no fucking way. Oh no, that's just the first. Hold on, let's get the rest of them. Oh, Brooke Lopez, Kamal Mollywop, Ade Mara, 7'2". They got him 7'2". He really like 7'3", 7'4", bro. That line. Laurie Marketing, Javez Messi, oh no, he's 6'11". Kelly Olynyk, I know Kelly Olynyk ain't no 7 foot. That nigga like 6'11", 6'10". Yaki Perla, Mason Plumley, Kristaps Porzingis, he don't even count. Nemus Quinta. I mean, Mitchell Robinson, Tom Lord. No, that's New York. Mitchell Robinson. Alex Saw, 7 foot. Carl Anthony Towns, 7 foot. Khalil Ware, 7 foot. Let's see. Who from Jamaica? Who from Jamaica? Nick Richards, 6'11", from Jamaica. Mark Williams, 7'1", still in Phoenix. Could be a good asset. I like Mark Williams a lot. Yang Hansen and Rocco Zakarski in Minnesota. They just picked up Rocco Zakarski. Okay. Let me see something. PQRS. They got LP at 6'11", 243. Charis Reed is 264. Brooke Lopez, 300 pounds on you niggas, man. 282 on you niggas. Grown man weight. What I'm saying is, it's some of these guys, bro. It's not a lot of 7 footers in the league. They coming back slowly, but none of these guys are 7 foot and athletic. None of these guys are 7 foot and athletic, and the ones that are, they just haven't fully developed yet. They haven't fully developed yet. But when they develop, I mean, let's be real. Let's be real. What you gonna do with some of these guys when they really start to? Jalen Duren is what, 6'10", 250? Really? That's what you going with? Jalen Duren, 6'10", 250? Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Joel Embiid, 7 foot, 270. That nigga got the one bad eye, bubble guts already. Al Horford, 6'8". Hey, it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame that I said Alperen Sengun is more like an Al Horford, and he 3-4 inches taller than that nigga. But Al Horford got a crazy wingspan. Al Horford got a crazy wingspan. All I'm saying is, man, 7'1" used to be a norm. 7'1" used to be regular back in the days, bro. 7'1", like you had a player on your team. No, it was no team that didn't have a guy that was 7 foot on their team. We got a team with Zeke in Houston, Texas. Listen to this. I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to focus on all the great things that you could think of about what I'm finna say. The stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas, way down in the Bighorn, all the way down in the bottom, a white man. Think he was raised in Tennessee, moved out to Huntsville, had a house and some slaves, fought in the war, became president, fought in the war, ran all the way up San Jacinto, all up the San Jacinto River, came back down, went all out there, had a whole city named after him. We call that city Houston, Texas. That city is known for sayings like everything is bigger in Texas. You look down I-10, San Antonio, Victor Wembanyama, one of the best big men in the league. Hell, you go up to Dallas. You just pass right on by Houston and go up to Dallas. They got a couple of big men up there that play big, that play above the rim. A nice small forward, power forward, 6'9", phenom. One of the up-and-coming stars of the league. Let's go about another 3 hours back towards the south from Dallas. And as you enter into the Woodlands, you start to think, I'm finna be in Houston, home of former greats like Elvin Hayes. Oh, the Big E. The Big E. Rookie of the Year MVP in the same damn year. Moses Malone. Nigga was so big, he shoot the ball and get his own damn rebound just so he can get an extra rebound. Oh, that's amazing. Big niggas. An African. They got a goddamn African. Nigga can jump and touch the top of the backboard. Nigga can outrun point guards. Nigga so fast. Nigga so fast. He was Usain Bolt on the basketball court. Nigga had knee pads on. Punch you in your face. Slap the shit out of you. Then go fast for Ramadan. Nigga had two names. Akeem and Hakeem. And both of them will whoop your ass. 12 blocks a game. Quadruple doubles. Greatest defender ever to play basketball. Big man. And then when he left, tallest nigga to ever play basketball. Nigga had a move called the Shanghai Shake. The Great Wall of China himself, Yao Ming. Big man. Yao Ming. Yao Ming? Big nigga. And then you just start to think, like after Yao, Kevin Cato was about 6'10". Oh, we had Kevin Willis. We did have Kevin Willis. But Kevin Cato was about 6'10". We had Eddie Jones. Oh, we had Stromile Swift. Mo Taylor. My Marcus Camby, about 6'10". Yeah, about 6'10". Shit, Amir Sheik, yeah, that nigga probably about 7 foot. He might have been about 7 foot, but that nigga couldn't jump. We had the nigga who used to shoot the underhand free throws. That nigga had the swole ass arms. That nigga used to shoot underhand free throws. Nigga try to dunk from the free throw line in the middle of a game. I mean, then we got Dwight Howard, but you know, he didn't really last. And now we don't have a big man on our team. We literally don't have a nigga that's 7 foot on our roster at all. Not a single Larry Red nigga on this team that's over 7 foot. That should disturb you as a Houston Rockets fan. That should disturb you. It should literally make you want to take your finger, stick it down to the little thing that swiggle around in the back of your throat when you wake up in the morning. Sometimes it got a little mucus on there. It should make you want to swiggle that thing around in the back of your throat until you want to gag. Throw up in your mouth and swallow it back down and then throw up again. To think that we don't have a player that's 7, that is 6'12" on our team at all. We don't have one Negro that is 6'12" on our team. Hey man, I mean like shit. You know, why don't we just get Draymond Green? Let him be our center. At least he play like he big. He act like he big. That nigga act like he's 7 foot. At least that nigga play like he's 7 foot. He think he's 7 foot. Now, mind you, Steven Adams play like he big. He play like he's 7 foot. He do. He really do. Steve Adams played like an actual center. I'm not gonna deny that. Albert Shangoon plays like a 7 foot power forward. He plays like Paul Gasol. And I know I keep saying that, and me and KLD keep going back and forth because I keep saying he played like a 7 foot power forward. He say he's soft. I say he played like a 7 foot power forward. It's almost kind of the same thing. It's almost kind of the same thing. If a nigga 7 foot and he play like a power forward, you can kind of call that soft, according to what we used to. And they said the same thing about Paul Gasol. When he was in Memphis, they said he was too soft to be a center. They said he was too soft to play the center. And that's why they put him at power forward. And they went and got strong niggas to play the center. They went and got niggas like Zach Randolph and shit to play the center. And when he got to LA, they went and got Andrew Bynum out of high school to pair with him. You know, to balance it out. They went and got a legitimate 7'1" long arm, you know, athletic big to put down in the middle to compensate for his lack of aggressive offensive play style. And Albert Shango needs the same thing. But even more than me saying Al P needs the same thing, and mind y'all, let me throw this out there too. That little red triangle with the rockets on it right there, that's been my logo for over a year now. That little red triangle with the rockets logo on it right there, you look at the logo right there and you see the little triangle with the R inside of it. Not a ball. It's a red triangle with the R inside of it. Man, that's just something I just throw out there just for people to just, just to know that's my logo. Um, it is kind of like my logo type shit. So take it how you want to take it with a grain of salt. Now, with all that being said, if you're hearing these words and you're starting to think, what the hell is he getting at? I started this stream by saying how miserable I was that Ade Mara went to the OKC, Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, my dad said he can't root for him. I'm not against OKC. I kind of got a root for OKC. I'm going to root for Ade Mara because I told you niggas. I told you niggas. Yes, I told you Greenleaf. I told you Jackson Gatlin. I told you Frank. I told you Space Ghost. I told you Raphael Stone. I told y'all niggas. Y'all should have sent one of them little handlers, pay a nigga under the table, tell that nigga to come out the draft last year, and drafted that nigga last year. Instead of trading for Kevin Durant, you could have had Ade Mara, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Albert Shango. You could have had everybody. But no. Nobody wants to listen to EF. Nobody wants to listen to EF Hutton. Shh. Don't tell nobody. You just fucked up. Because we don't have a big man. The big man is back. I don't know how y'all scouting shit is going, but you got 82 games of getting your ass whooped next year. You're going to get your ass whooped for 82 games next year. And guess what? I said last year, the beginning of this year, beginning of last year, it was, God dog me, October 22nd. I said, no, before October 22nd. Actually, it was back in June. About this time. I said, this might be a tanking year for the Houston Rockets. And they were like, why would we tank? I said, well, we don't really have a reason to tank. There's nothing we can benefit from it. But if Fred VanVleet get hurt and KD get hurt, we might as well fucking tank. And guess what happened? Guess what happened? Fred VanVleet got hurt. Steve Adams got hurt. KD played the whole year. Shout out to KD. And let me say something. I genuinely like KD being on the team. I really like, because I like KD. This cool little nigga. That's a cool little nigga, man. I'm just saying, a nigga cool little nigga. Yeah. If KD is a cool cat, if he wrote text that was supposed to be not him and talked in first person, that was some high shit to do. But the nigga's a cool nigga. That's all good. This is my point. I said, hey, if a couple of things happen, we're gonna not have a team. And a couple of things happen, we didn't have a good team. The thing is that if we don't make a change, we're gonna be in the same exact predicament again. We're gonna be in the same exact predicament again. Because chances are Steven Adams is gonna get hurt. Chances are Kevin Durant's gonna get hurt. Chances are Fred VanVleet is gonna get hurt. Chances are Almond is gonna get hurt. Chances are Jabari Smith's gonna get hurt. Chances are Alfred Sengun is gonna get hurt. But the thing is that Steven Adams, Kevin Durant, and Fred VanVleet have been injured more and more and more the last couple of years. KD did play most of the year last year, and I don't even think the injuries he had prevented him from playing. I think it was other stuff that prevented him from playing last year. But I think ultimately, I mean, Steven Adams is just going to be hurt. He is just going to be hurt. And if you keep playing Reed Shepard like a funky piano, he's going to be hurt. You talking about putting KD in the power forward. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm, mm. You know what? I like to think of myself as, you know, I mean, I'm just old country boy. I ain't as smart as y'all city folk. So I like to think I like to surround myself around smart people who say smart stuff. But some of the stuff KLD said tonight, I need y'all to excuse him because that boy ain't right bright. That man said put Kevin, Dwayne, y'all know who I am, Durant, at power forward. I thought he was gonna say put Armin at power forward. At least Armin got some quick twitch to his shit. Got some quick twitch and some want to get physical with you to his shit. Cause your power forward gotta want to touch a nigga up. Pause. You can't be not wanting to, you know, like you got your power forward might want to play with power. What I'm saying is, in proximity to where your rim protector is, you might want to have somebody in that proximity that is a little physical to make it easier for your tall person to get the rebound. Now I know this is basketball that it's kind of hard to understand, but if I got a tall nigga that's supposed to get the rebound, and I got a physical nigga that can bump some niggas out the way so that tall nigga can get to the ball, it makes it easier for that tall person to do his job. I know, I know, I know. Everybody can do everything. It's positionless basketball. Why everybody just can't be all the same? We just get a bunch of niggas that's 6'9" and everybody do everything. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Ain't nobody doing that shit. Do you think niggas doing that shit for real? Did you see? Did you see what New York did to Wembanyama? Did you see? Did you see what Wembanyama did to Chet Holmgren? Do you think? Do you think? Listen, what I'm trying to let you know is they go on TV and they tell you shit to let you know what the league is going to do and make you think that they just figured that shit out so that when you see it happen, it's like they just know basketball. They not telling you that they're getting inside information and this is a fucking psyop to prepare you for what is actually finna be happening in the game so that you when you see it, the shit don't look weird. But when you see a nigga that's 6'9" playing center and the nigga can't jump over the rim and the nigga can barely dunk himself. How the hell is he stopping another nigga who can dunk? Let me ask you this. How is Draymond Green stopping John Morant from getting to the rim? How in the Sam hell you don't got a nigga that's 7'2" on your team and you stopping Anthony Edwards from dunking the ball damn near every time? How is it? Why is it happening? Do you ever ask yourself these questions? Do you ever want to know the answer to these questions? Well, there's only one way to find out the answer to these questions. Keep fucking with your boy. Because when EF doesn't talk, people listen. Or you should. You should listen. Because at the end of the day, all I'm doing is telling you what's real. All I'm doing is telling you what's real. You can believe it or not believe it. What you can't do is act like I didn't try to tell you. What up with it, Buck Mo? Shout out to you, Buck. We over here chopping it up. Over here chopping it up, man. Chopping it up. You strolling in late. You must have been watching that draft. You see? My shit trying to freeze up again. So what you think, man? You think tomorrow ought to be a better day? You think we're gonna pull something off tomorrow, or we just gonna trade out the draft altogether? Draft a Rooney Poop just to have a nigga in summer league? Just so we can have a nigga in summer league and try him out? Or you think we're gonna try to do something with, try to do something for real? Well, one thing I know. Oh, he reading the chat, man. Listen to me. Don't be reading that bullshit, man. Real. Don't be reading that bullshit. Reading that bullshit. You know that ain't nothing but King talking about a bunch of bullshit in the chat. King ain't do nothing but come on here and say a bunch of shit about Alfred Shangon being the worst nigga in the league and how, hey, Buck, listen, you see up there, if you go up, you see up there, listen, I'm gonna say this real quiet in case he listening, because you know that nigga be acting weird in the chat. He be listening, don't be saying nothing, but listen at this right here though, dog. You see up there in the chat where that nigga try to say he didn't say Jalen Duren was better than Alfred Shangon. That nigga know he said Jalen Duren was better than Alfred Shangon. He try to hide it and try to deny that shit. That nigga be gish galloping. That nigga's out there gish galloping. But nah, Brody. I don't think they're gonna do much. They're gonna probably take their draft pick. Hopefully, they're gonna draft a big man in case Steven Adams hurt. I hope they don't try to draft no guard. They got J.D. Davidson. They're not gonna find nobody in the draft that's better than J.D. Davidson unless they get them from overseas. The only way they're gonna find a guard that's better than the guards that we can find in the league and in the G League is if they bring him from overseas, which means he'd have had to already enter the draft. And if he haven't entered the draft and already under, going through the process, then how good is it? Undrafted type shit. But I think I don't think they're gonna do much tomorrow. They do have the opportunity to say, hey, well, look, we gave everybody a chance to try to make a trade, so now it's our chance to try to make a trade. Yeah, but why wait till day 2 to make a trade? To day 2 of the draft, till your draft pick come up to make a trade, unless you trading up earlier in the draft. But why would you trade up from 30 something to 30 something? I guess it don't really make sense unless it's, hey, somebody might be finna take our guy. But I think a lot of teams is working with each other to make sure that they get the guy that they want this draft, which is cool to me to see teams working with each other. I still had hope that they were going to do a trade with OKC to bring in Adi Mara, but I don't think so. I think Sam Presti too smart to let him get away now that they got him. And OKC got the steal of the draft in my mind. You know, and it ain't really much that we can expect to happen tomorrow. It ain't really too much we can expect to happen tomorrow. But all things considered, I will be back on tomorrow to see how things turn out. That being said, if you pull it up in the chat, Reed will. Oh shit, I hope so. I mean, first of all, no, he won't, but he should be. He should start. He should start, but I think um coming out of preseason, because obviously preseason he gonna start, and then the back end of preseason, Fred gonna get to play. But it's up to Fred. It's really up to Fred. They're not gonna put their money on the bench, which if I'm them, I would. And see, that's the difference is they got all these crazy shit type ideas. I would bring Fred VanVleet and Kevin Durant the fuck off the bench. I would bring them the fuck off the bench together. Let me start these young niggas that played in the playoff last year, and y'all niggas who didn't play in the playoff, y'all come what we like to call the fuck off the bench. Right? Right? That's what I would do. But this is what I'm gonna do. At this point, I've been on here for a little 3-piece chicken dinner, not too much. Just a little bit longer than what I had planned on being on. What I am gonna do is I'm gonna try to pop back on tomorrow if the internet allow me, because where I'm at right now, I'm talking about service is trash. You know how them young niggas say it's trash. So y'all a real one for pulling up on me, man. Day one, you know what I mean? You know, both of y'all boys been putting up since day one. Um, Appreciate that, man. I'm gonna pop back on tomorrow. I think, part 2 of the draft, and we're gonna see. At least be here so we can see who they draft or whatever. And I have the audio on, and so we can check it out, a little watch party. If y'all want to pull up with me, you know what I mean? We gonna salute, have a little drink, have a little watch party, how I do. And that's how I'm gonna do it. Bookmo, go back and watch the beginning of this stream, bro. I know you probably didn't catch it all. Go back, watch the beginning of the stream. This beginning of the stream, I was going stupid at the beginning of the stream. Um, yeah, I'm gonna make some shorts out of this shit. Hopefully, I can get some of that bullshit, that blah blah blah, that nonsense that King was saying, because he always come on here with some fly shit. Uh, I gotta remember exactly what time it is because I recorded the whole stream. I'm gonna chop it up, make some shorts or whatever like that. But look, like I said, it's day 2 right now of the draft. Y'all know it's gonna be dark and gloomy in a little while. It's gonna be no basketball. It's gonna be hard to find shit. Niggas are making up shit. Y'all gonna be hitting them. Y'all gonna be hitting them damn hitting them clickbaits. I know y'all niggas be hitting them clickbaits because y'all see that triangle. Y'all might think it's me. Y'all will see that red triangle. Y'all be like, damn, is that EL? And then a nigga will pop up and be like, the Houston Rockets may be thinking about possibly thinking about if they're gonna maybe in an article by Kelly Eco, the Houston Rockets thought about thinking about what they thought about, and Kelly Eco said it, and Shams Serrano tweeted, and they're gonna think about it again tomorrow. Tell me what you think about it. Y'all be hitting them links. That's what them niggas be saying. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. When y'all hit a YouTube, y'all be scrolling, or y'all will see it pop up, and it'll be like Houston Rockets. It'll be some shit. It'll say some shit like, "This should never happen." Then you hit the notification, and a nigga pop up on that bit. The Houston Rockets are just about to make a move, reported by Brad Daugherty of Yahoo Sports. In the article, Brad Daugherty said that one person who knew what the Houston Rockets were thinking about yesterday said that Raphael Stone drove down the street right next to a Wings and Things, and that might indicate, if I'm thinking about it, that a Wings and Things might indicate the Pelicans. And that could mean that Zion Williamson might be a trade target. Tell me what you think about Zion Williamson as a trade target. Raphael Stone drove by wings and things. That nigga be clickbaiting this shit. That nigga be clickbaiting the shit out of us, dog. I don't even fall for it. I already know when I see this shit, if it look like my shit, I know it ain't me. So I know they be clickbaiting. And then I know the other boys, because they be saying the same shit too. They'll be like, the other boys will be like, uh, the Giannis sweepstakes is full on the way. How does it affect the Houston Rockets? Then they'll be on there talking about, see, because Alperen Sengun and Giannis can't play together. And that's what I'm saying. If Alperen Sengun, I really think that Giannis and Alperen Sengun could play together. They can play good together. I think that Giannis and Alperen Sengun, they play alike. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown play alike too. They can play together just like Giannis and Alperen Sengun can play together. I don't know why they should play together because I don't even think they can play together like that. Like, man, get your ass up out of here. Then you click back on another one. Hello. This is, I'm trying to tell you guys, this is one of the most amazing things that ever happened in the basketball league. And it's going to happen right tonight. Right tonight, the Rockets are going to look at an opportunity to draft one of the greatest players that ever came out of the second round. And in the second round, the Rockets are going to look at it and draft. And they go, Derek Queen, and the Houston Rockets. And then Fred VanVleet, Jabari Smith Jr. and Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown makes $60 million, and Jabari Smith Jr. made $25 million. That's approximately $35 million less. If you get two $35 million less than Jabari Smith, you put two Jabari Smith, put him in the mirror, and you set Jabari Smith in the mirror, you can get Jabari Smith in the mirror for Jaylen Brown. And they'll have a picture of Jabari Smith and Jaylen Brown. And then they'll be talking about you trading Jaylen Brown and Jabari Smith, and they'll be like, any reports? And it don't even be no report, it just be a one nigga tweeting. It be a nigga wailing Australia somewhere. Hey, mate. Hey, mate, I think Jaylen Brown, mate. Hey, but for real though, shout out to everybody, man. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Hey, y'all know what time it is. Stay tuned in, stay tapped in, man. This is Houston Rockets Red Alert, Unchained, Untap, Unfiltered, and Unarrested, man. I got to give this guy dog me sleep, man. Peace, man. We out of here.
We'd love to hear from you. While you're at it, head over to the website and check